Let's take a look at the leading coefficient test and how that help us with our graph on a TI-89 calculator. Then we'll take a look at this problem here. Okay, so let's graph this. Okay, so I'm going to go to my y equals. I do diamond F1. Up arrow to y1, press clear. I have 0 on y2. I'll go ahead and clear that. It doesn't hurt anything. Leave that there, though. So on y1, we're going to put x to the third. So x caret 3 plus 18x squared plus 56x minus 192. And press enter. And then I'm going to graph. So I'll do diamond F3. And that gives us, then for our graph, let me go sketch this. Okay, so it comes down like this and looks like that. Because it's coming down here, so it must come down, reach a low point, turn back around, come back up. Let's look at our problem. We got f of x is equal to x to the third plus 18x squared plus 56x minus 192. Leading coefficient test. It tells us to look at the leading term, which is our first one. This one right here. And it's got a coefficient associated with it. Coefficient is the number that's in front of the x, which in this case coefficient be 1. It also has a power, which is referred to as our degree. So the degree is 3. Now for the leading coefficient test, the rest of this does not matter. All the leading coefficient test does is look at the first term. Well, we're going to have two possibilities for the degree. We can have an even degree, and we can have an odd degree. For our coefficient, we can have a positive coefficient, and we can have a negative coefficient. Okay. Now, if you've got an even degree and a positive coefficient, it's up to the left, up to the right. If you got an even degree and a negative coefficient, it's down to the left, down to the right. Now for an odd degree, we got a positive coefficient, it's down to the left, up to the right. And for an odd degree negative coefficient, it's up to the left. And I know you can't read my writing very well, but that's not the point of this video anyway. And it's down to the right. Okay. Now, in this particular one, we said our degree is 3, so we're dealing with an odd degree. Coefficient's positive. So the box we're taking a look at is this right here. Down to the left, up to the right. That's not what we saw in our calculator. What that tells us is there's more to the graph. So if I go back to my calculator, and let me try to do a zoom. I'll do F2 for zoom, and I want to choose zoom out, so I'll choose 3. It's waiting for me to position my cursor where I want to zoom out at, and that's fine right there. I'll go ahead and press enter. Now I'm seeing a better picture of what my graph looks like. So that tells me what my graph really should be. So maybe I can sketch it halfway decent. Coming down, I don't know where at, but coming up like that. Now, I'd have to use some other components to get it to look a little bit more precise. But this right here, the leading coefficient test, told me that my original belief on what the graph looked like was wrong, that we needed to zoom out. Now, this doesn't tell us anything about if there's more to it. Maybe this graph is coming down, turning back around, going up, and then coming back down over here. The degree tells us how many times it'll turn. So, like I say, there's other pieces to helping you determine what the graph really looks like. That's how we can use the leading coefficient test to help us figure out better what our graph looks like. Now, to set your zoom back, we're going to do F2 for zoom, and I choose 6 for zoom standard. And once that comes back, quit saying busy. To exit out, I'm going to do second escape. And let me clear all those out. There we go. The leading coefficient test on a TI-89 calculator.